I think I want to throw a question out, and we'll go down the line to everybody here, about what do you think the consumer wants now in the digital era of digital cinema, and are we offering it? And sort of what types of technology and feature enhancements do you believe theaters and studios need to bring to keep the theatrical experience, the premium premier entertainment experience in the world? I'll just start with you, John.
I think some of the innovations like high frame rate 3D, give options to the consumer. But in reality, I would kind of throw it back and say what the consumer wants when they spend $1, from my perspective, is they want a good feature. They want a good story. They want to be entertained. All of this, it's very important for us to get the feature there and have it be able to play. But in the end, the consumer is going there to be entertained. And so I kind of throw it back on the studios. Good quality product is really, with those options.
But that's all we make is good quality product.
Of course it is, and I wouldn't say otherwise. But I think, in the end, having those options of whether you want to see 3D or high frame rate, all of those things are good. But in the end, it's really the content and its own power to be able to drive consumers. It's not going to be the technology.
I think it's really early days, and David Hancock put up that graph earlier that there's still a bunch of conversion still to happen. So we've got to get the infrastructure done and the operational processes down in place before I think the next wave really starts to happen. I think the creative community will really come up with a lot of new and interesting things once this platform is fully rolled out and people can begin to explore. I kind of liken it back to when you had your first computer and plugged it into your phone line and downloaded a page, which was just a static web page, and thought, wow, this is amazing. I just got a magazine delivered via my phone line, and I can look at it on the computer. I mean, it's really kind of boring compared to what people are doing now with all kinds of innovation online. I think as we built out essentially what is a network of computers on the digital cinema side, I think this will be all kinds of new opportunities will crop up as a result of that. And I think hopefully pretty soon we stop saying digital cinema, since 90% of 90,000 screens are already digital. It should just be cinema at this point. Digital, it should be the other way around when we talk about it.
That's a great point.
On the consumer side, I think it's been an amazing 8 years. If you look at digital adoption, you look at 3D, you look at advances in sound technology, you look at high frame rate last year, now obviously the talk is laser projection. It's been pretty interesting. I don't know if there's another industry where you look at 8 years and the amount of change that's happened, especially when you look at the previous 90+ years. As far as what's coming down the pike, I think quality continues to be the big question in ensuring that the quality of the presentation is maintained. Obviously, lots of discussion on 2K, 4K, light levels. So ensuring that there is that consistent experience for the consumer is important as well, along with the quality of the content, which is always good to do.
I think there's kind of two different audiences that we need to be concerned about going forward. And now that we've laid the building blocks for digital, we can now kind of focus in on some of the refinement of the product that we have. We have the casual moviegoer who might get through our doors once or twice a year, and then the other extreme, we've got the people that are really our bread and butter, who are pretty fanatical and come a lot. And I think from that standpoint, that's where a lot of this show and a lot of the investment over the next couple of years may go. Premium large screen formats, better audio, looking at things like 4D, and if I could put in a plug for non-film products against the studios here, stuff like opera and the National Theater to us is hugely important, because we're bringing in a completely different component through the cinema doors with that kind of showing. And we have to be mindful all the time of what's going on in the home entertainment market. We all have experienced it. We've all gone to 80-inch and bigger plasma screens at home with great sound and all the stuff that can be downloaded. And if the studios don't honor the windows, then you're going to be able to get all that stuff the same day as it's in the cinema. So we as an exhibitor got a lot to worry about here. What we really have to worry about is making sure that we're always keeping a step ahead of what people can get at home and giving them a reason to come out. So I think if we keep that in mind, then the technology will continue to serve the consumer rather than us just trying to figure out a way to make the technology fit.
Kind of echo what everyone else is saying here. I think Joe hit it when he said it's really the story. I mean, that's what we as movie studios are. We create stories visually so people can come and enjoy it and experience on the big screen. So whether you have 3D, 2D, IMAX, 4D, new Dolby Atmos, or whatever different sound systems are out there. It is really up to the story that's going to drive why people come into the theater. It's the technology that really support and enhances it. So in partnership with Exhibition, we will support formats that make sense, that will bring the widest group of people into seeing the art that our filmmakers make. I think that's a pretty simple way to put it.